Hey guys, so I have been wanting to film a vlog and I've been trying to, okay? I promise you I've been vlogging, but I just never get to editing. I have probably 5 or 6 vlogs that I haven't edited. I haven't even edited my New York vlog from last summer and I just started summer. So it's been nearly a year now. But this is pretty important. It's just gonna be a little car talk, okay? I am meeting Haley and Allison for coffee this morning because Haley's back from school and then she's leaving again soon, so we decided to meet up today because it's kind of one of our only free days. We're all pretty busy. I think the biggest thing that I'm gonna talk about is just my experience from transferring from a community college to a UC. It's something that I feel like has become more normal, and I'm seeing a lot more kids go to community colleges and transfer to UC or transfer to bigger colleges. Now, I'm going to speak about my little 2-year experience at community college. So, per usual, I feel like people go to community college either because they can't afford to go straight into university. This is if they want to go to university. Oh, there's people, they're staring at me. Don't mind me. For people who want to transfer to university, I feel like they either don't have the money at the moment to go to a university right away, or they can only afford a couple years of going to university, or they got rejected from all the UCs and had to go to oh my gosh, I keep doxing myself. Or they were forced to go to community college because they got rejected from all the UCs and then they're trying to transfer. It's either that or they end up going to a state school. But my experience is the second one. I got into the local state school, obviously. I feel like everyone usually gets into their local state school just because it's local, you have a higher chance of getting in and all. Obviously, it's not the case for everyone, but most times, more times than not, you do get in, right? But I got rejected from literally every UC I applied to. I applied to 4 UCs during my senior year, which was UC Irvine, that was my dream school, UC Davis, UC Santa Barbara, and UC San Diego. Those are the 4 that I applied to, just because I don't know, I had hope. I was like, oh, I'll probably at least get into one of them. The goal was Irvine, but obviously I did not end up at Irvine. I ended up at community college, which is completely okay because honestly it's shaped me as a person and I'm completely fine with that. I've also saved a lot of money because now that I'm transferring to a UC, I have realized how expensive tuition is. At community college, I didn't have to pay for my fall or spring classes. All I had to pay for were my summer classes, and my summer classes were pretty much optional. I didn't even have to take them, but I took them for GPA boosts and just to get stuff out of the way. I think in total at community, I probably only paid maybe 1K at most, 1.2K at most. I feel like each summer was around 300 to 400, and I took it after senior year, after my first year, and I'm taking it this summer, but I'm only taking 1 course. So it's only $147 per class. It's a lot cheaper than tuition at a UC. So that's a pro. I will say that. Second of all, after I got rejected from all of the UCs during my senior year, I was absolutely crushed. First of all, I think Davis was the first one to come out, and that was kind of my backup, you know? I was like, oh, if all goes wrong, I'll at least maybe get into Davis, you know? No, I was wrong. I got rejected from Davis, and that was the first school that came out. I was absolutely crushed. I had no hope for anything else, but I still kind of clung on to a little bit of hope, even though it was subconscious. And then once I got rejected from literally every UC, I was like, wow, my life is over. It's done for. Whatever. So that's when I started going to looking into community college just because my friend was going there and he was doing the tag program, and I was like, oh, that's like a pretty cool program. You get like guaranteed admission into any UC that you want to go to. And I was like, I'm gonna go into Irvine. I'm going to get in. Like, I'm gonna go into community college, and I'm gonna get transferred into Irvine during my second year. At first, I was trying to transfer even sooner. I was trying to transfer in 1 year. That's not possible. It's so hard, especially as a biology major. It was so incredibly difficult just because there were so many STEM classes you had to take and so many hardcore classes that you would really have jam-packed semesters from the senior year, from that summer until your summer you're transferring. If you were trying to transfer in 1 year, it would have been terrible. And honestly, I don't even think I would have had a high enough GPA to transfer on time. So I didn't do that. I took my 2 years. I went in as a bio major because I wanted to go into a forensic investigator. I don't know why that sparked an interest in me. I'm pretty sure it was The Flash. I started watching The Flash in like middle school, and I was like, wow, this is so interesting. And then something hit me during my first year. Well, first of all, during my first year, I wanted to switch majors so bad because I was absolutely tired of chemistry. I was tired of these STEM courses, and I was like, STEM majors is not for me. And I literally specifically remember this time I was at the gym with my friend, and it was during like close to midterms or finals week, and I was so stressed out. I was ranting about how stressed out I was, and I just kept saying, like, I want to change my major. I want to be something else. Like, I want to do something easier. I want to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I was literally in tears because I was so stressed out over these classes. It was also because during my first year, I was really hard on myself, and I didn't try to have fun at all, which is something that I feel like you need to do, even if you're going to community, because everyone has this like ideal college experience, right? Which is like, go out, go party, go out late, like do whatever you want kind of thing, because you're away from your parents, you get to do whatever you want, no permission needed, nothing, all this freedom, right? But obviously, if you're going to community, you're still at home, you're still living with your parents, you still have rules to follow, you still have like curfew, all these like restrictions that it leads you to. But there's also still like time to have fun. I feel like when you go to community, everyone there just like literally goes there to go to class and then they leave. That was me. I was a part of that group during my first year. But there are people who stay on campus literally all day from morning until noon, or morning into the afternoon even. There's people that are willing to go out and have study groups after. There are people who are willing to just go out and hang out after. There's so many things, but you just have to be able to socialize and go out of your way to find those type of people, So that went off a little off topic. I will touch on that later, but I wanted to go into my career path that I was planning. So as I said, I initially wanted to be a forensic investigator. During my first year, I realized how hard bio was, and I was just struggling so much. And I hated it, literally every minute of it. And for some reason, something clicked in my head, like, oh, I'm gonna go to a different route, a medical route. Never in my life have I ever wanted to do anything medical related. Like, I feel like in the Asian culture, obviously, like, there are stereotypes where everyone's like a doctor or they're in the medical field, a pharmacist, whatever. They're all like those higher salary type jobs, right? However, I don't know why, it never sparked my interest. I was not money driven. I like didn't care, like, as long as I was making enough money to live comfortably, I was okay with that. And as long as I was happy with my career. But then I don't know what happened in my head that it rewired, and I was like, I want to go to the medical route. I want to become a physician assistant. So without my time at I just doxed myself again. I keep doing this, but I'm glad I ended up at community college, because without that 2 years of just like free-ish tuition, if I had went straight to like a UC, I either wouldn't have had that time to think about like, oh, like I want to go with a different career path, or I would have wasted so much tuition money on like a path that I didn't even really want to take, you know? Ultimately, that time I got was super helpful for me just to figure out what I wanted to do. Because I feel like a lot of people also go to community because they're not sure what they want to do yet. Obviously, some people do go straight into universities as an undecided major, or as a major that they don't want to be or are maybe thinking about, and then they end up changing. For me, I'm just personally glad that I didn't have to go through that, because I feel like I would have been extremely stressed out. Because even at community, I was already stressed out about changing my career path. I was like, oh my gosh, like there's new things I have to research, new things I have to look into. I have to make sure I'm doing the right things, because there's a PA program that you go into for grad school. And like there's certain classes you do have to take in order to be even like not accepted, but like to be considered for the program. And so I did get started a little later than everyone else, since most people, you know, they probably started their first year. And like most people who want to go to the medical field, a lot of them I feel like already knew that in high school, and so they started getting experience, or they started volunteering, they started getting like licenses for things, whereas I didn't know. And now here I am trying to get all these clinical and healthcare hours when everyone else is already ahead of me. Another thing about community college is that it allowed me to become more independent, because a lot of my friends went away for college, and it was super hard for me at first because I did not have friends at community college. I had like a few. I had one that I'm mainly stuck to, but he left within a year. And then after that, I didn't have anyone. And I didn't want to make friends in my classes just because I was like, there's no point. Like, I'm only going to be here for 2 years. Why am I going to make friends, you know? And like, I didn't see a point in making friends with your classmates or anyone at community college. It wasn't until my second year that I came to the realization that, oh, like, I definitely need to like become friends with people. Not only like do I need to form study groups, but I just need to socialize outside of like my friends from high school and like family, because that's pretty much all I was socializing with. So during my second year, I made a group of friends. It was a small group. It was just 3 other girls. One of them was actually a graduate from a university, and she was studying to be a PA, and she was actually retaking a class so that her grade would improve while she applies to the grad program. And she was helping me. She actually helped me with my career path, because for PA you need hours, right? And she was telling me I should become a phlebotomist because they pay really good and it counts towards my hours, and the license only takes a couple weeks. And so that's literally what I'm doing this summer. I'm gonna get my license within 1 week of classes and training, and then I have an externship right after, and then I'm gonna apply for a job. That was extremely helpful to me. That little small group that I had formed was also my little study group for my chemistry class. And one of the girls that I met, she was so extremely smart. Not just in academics, but she knew exactly what she was doing when it came to transferring. And she helped me too. She was trying to transfer to Stanford, and I'm not exactly sure where she's transferring to now because I haven't caught up with her. I definitely do need to, because I want to know. She was trying to transfer to Stanford, and she had all of these things listed out. She had pages printed out for every school that she was applying to see their requirements, what they needed, what they wanted, and she was on top of it. Like, it was actually unbelievable. And that made me realize, like, I need to get my life together, you know? And like all these things just all kind of came at me at once, and I just like, I don't know, something in my head clicked, and I was like, community college is not as bad as it seems. Like, there's a stereotype where like community college is for like the people who didn't get into university, so obviously they're dumb and like blah blah blah, all these little things, you know? It's crazy to me because it really isn't like that at all. A lot of the people that I've met at my community college are actually extremely smart. They know their stuff. Like, so they don't, like, I don't think anyone falls into that stereotype. And people also say like community college kids aren't hardworking. Like, that's why they didn't get into the universities. But They're so hardworking. Like, I see these people that I go to school with. They go to school, they go to tutoring, they go to study, like, office hours, they work, they do all these things all at once. Like, all these stereotypes that I feel like people put on community colleges isn't true. It's like, it's not as bad as it seems. It really isn't. College, then again, is honestly just what you make of it, because I feel like a lot of people don't enjoy their college experience just because they don't do the things that, like, not that necessarily fall into like the typical college experience, but they don't do things that make them happy. They just kind of only worry about the academics, which I do understand. Like, obviously your academics are important, don't get me wrong, but you also need to have some time to like socialize with people, you know. You need to have some fun in your life. My day-to-day schedule, at least for this semester of community, it basically was go to school, go to work, study, do homework. And sometimes, like, I would wake up earlier because I had 2 classes on campus. One was biology, it started at 12. It was 2 days a week. The other one was chemistry, 2 days a week. It started at 8:30. So before my biology classes, sometimes me and my friends would meet up and we would study at like literally 8:30 in the morning. On exam days, we would be there from 8 until our exam started, just studying, straight up studying, talking about everything on the study guide, everything we thought we were gonna be on the exam. That was extremely helpful to me because I cannot study alone. How do you study alone if you don't understand half the things that are like going on? Like, if you don't understand something, you have to ask someone, right? If you're studying alone, you don't have anyone to ask. That's why forming study groups are so important. Regardless of where you go, I feel like that's such an important key into your academics. My career path kind of led into the little topic of forming study groups and making lots of friends. Some of my friends are actually transferring with me. Oh, I haven't even said where I'm transferring. I haven't told quite a few people. I haven't made it like completely public. Obviously, if you were stalking my Instagram, you have found out because I had it in my bio for a little bit while I was following people from the school. And then I'm also following a lot of clubs and all of the school accounts. So if you're stalking my Instagram, you will know. If not, then you don't know. But maybe I have like the transfer day this weekend, so I'm going to the school. If I get any good clips, we will enter in here. Okay, but yeah, I feel like that's kind of all the topics I wanted to talk about, or at least the main topics. Oh, another thing is do not take your focus off of academics. Like I said, academics should come first. Obviously, you do need to have fun. You should, like, you can get a job, get some work in, you know, learn some experience, get or internships, whatever. But like, focus on your academics, because there are so many people at community college where they start to fall behind and slack off because they think, oh, it's just a community college. Like, it's not that serious, you know? Tuition's okay, like, I could fail this class, it was fine. Or like, I could bring my grade back up. And then they start focusing on other things like their friends, parties, work, internships, whatever. Like, obviously it's great to have experience, it's great to have socialization, but you do need to make sure you're on top of your stuff, because sometimes if you fall off, it's really, really hard to get your grade back up, if I'm being honest, especially for teachers who make your exams a majority of your grade. Because if you fail like one of your exams, you could be straight at a C for like the longest time. And if you ace all the other exams, like, maybe you'll hit an A, depending on like the percentage your exams are weighed out, and if the homework counts for any points or any other points are counted in. But if it's just straight up exams, it's gonna be extremely hard to get your grade back up to an A. And there's like a certain grade point average that they want for certain schools for transferring. It's honestly, it's super stressful, but I think I don't know, I feel like people that I've met have been able to manage it really well. Like, this year is probably my best semester. This year, actually this whole year was honestly just the best year. My first year was absolute dog water, because I did not have fun. All I did was go to school, go home, nothing else. I went to the gym. That was it. Nothing else. Like, it was so not fun for me. During my second year, I made friends. I explored new cafes to study at. I went out to the library to study. I went to new places to even study at school. Like, it was just like, honestly, a change of environment really helps, because sometimes you just can't study at home. You can't study in the same library, in the same spot every single day. Like, it's hard. You need a change of environment, change of pace, just to, like, you know, make things exciting. Oh, I'll just talk. Okay, so basically, as I said, I got rejected from all the UCs I applied for, which was 4. One of my biggest regrets was not applying to UC Riverside, because UC Riverside's acceptance rate is pretty high, but at the same time, Riverside's also known to be like that school where people just go to because they got rejected from everywhere else. But honestly, it's also not that bad. I heard it's pretty like independent. People just kind of, they still have fun, obviously, and like it's not too far from SoCal. I've always wanted to move to SoCal too, so I was like, oh, it's not that bad. And I did regret for a while that I didn't apply there, but after this year, I didn't regret it anymore, because I was just like, wow, transferring is honestly so much better for me. Because the school I'm going to is also the school I want to go to grad school for. So honestly, everything kind of just works out. It kind of all went into place. Everything works out in the end, and everything happens for a reason. So as cheesy as that saying is, it's honestly true. So I will tell you which schools I applied for and which ones I got accepted to. I applied for 5 schools, got accepted to 4. So I applied to Irvine, obviously, Davis, San Diego, Santa Barbara, and Riverside. So I basically applied to the same 4 schools I applied to originally during my senior year, just including Riverside this time, because, you know, you can never be too safe. After figuring out what happened during senior year, I was like, yeah, no. But okay. Basically, I got into all the schools except for Irvine, which was so heartbreaking for me, even though I had already made up my mind on what school I was going to prior to my acceptances. I already knew what school I wanted to go to, and it's just, I wanted to get into Irvine because it was such a big dream of mine ever since like I toured the school in middle school. It was a dream of mine, and just letting that go was just so hard, and I just wanted to get accepted just to prove myself something. I don't know what I was proving to myself, because I got accepted everywhere else, and that's okay with me. Honestly, I'm still pretty proud of myself. But I was pretty bummed out for a little bit, but I was fine. Basically, let me tell you how everything went down, because honestly, I think it's pretty funny. So, the first one to come out was Riverside, okay? Riverside and then Irvine. Same exact day. But Riverside came out, I think, around 3 p.m. on a Friday. I was working that day, and I did not see the email. And then I saw an email from Irvine saying that my status has been updated, because they don't email you saying, oh, congrats, you got it, blah, 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 right? They just email you saying your status has been updated. And then from Riverside, I got an email saying congrats, but I hadn't seen that one. I only saw the Irvine one, and I was super scared. And I wanted to open it, but it was the day before Min's birthday and also 2 days before my birthday. So I didn't open it because I was so scared. I was like, it's gonna ruin like my birthday weekend. Why would I do that to myself, you know? But I was at work. I think I saw the email around like 5 or 6, because I remember my friends came in and I told them about it, and they were like, oh, you're fine, just don't worry about it. I wanted to open it, but I didn't want to open it because I had this like feeling like, oh my gosh, if I don't get in, like I'm gonna be heartbroken, I'm gonna cry. Like I thought I was gonna cry so hard, because that's what happened during my senior year. I was sobbing because I got rejected from them. So I texted Min, I was like, what should I do? Like, should I open it now or should I just wait? And then he was just like, oh, like, I don't want you to, like, don't open it now. Don't open it at work. And I was like, he was like, just wait until I see you and we could open it together or something, right? And I was like, girl, I don't know if I can wait, you know? And then it was the next day. It was his birthday. Or actually, no. I opened Riverside that night because I was checking my email, and then I was like, oh, I didn't even know they emailed me. And so I was like, I got into Riverside, and he was like, yay. He was so proud, even though like Riverside is such like it's a high acceptance rate, so like it didn't feel like that big of a deal because it has such a high acceptance rate. It was still like one of my first acceptances, so I was like, wow, okay, it's like going good so far. And then it was his birthday, and I saw him for his birthday because I went to go give him his gift. And then I was like, can I open it? And he was like, I don't want you to be sad on my birthday. And I was like, fine, I'll open it on my birthday. And he was like, don't do that either. And I was like, well, I don't know. And then it was like midnight, and Allison and Chelsea came in to like say happy birthday to me at midnight. And then like Min called me to say happy birthday. His brother and his brother's girlfriend were on the phone too. And I was like, I'm gonna open my Irvine status right now. And so they were all watching me, and it was so, oh, there's a spider. Okay. It was so like stressful because I was like, damn, if I get rejected right now, like this is gonna be embarrassing. To which I did get rejected. I read it and I was like, well, actually I didn't even read it. I just opened it and I didn't see anteaters. So I was like, oh. And I just like laughed because, you know, I like laugh to cope. And so I just started laughing, and then they were just like, oh, it's okay, like it's okay. And then his brother's girlfriend actually goes to Irvine, and she was just like, it's not that great, like it's not all that, you know. And I was like, oh yeah, whatever. And like I was pretty bummed out. I didn't cry about it though. I was sad, but I didn't cry about it, which was extremely shocking for me because it was such a big dream for me. But I think ultimately it was just because I knew I wouldn't have gone there even if I gotten in. It was just heart-wrenching because I wanted to get accepted to prove myself something. But it's okay. The next one that came out was Davis. It was actually, Min was also there. He just so happened to be there all the time for some reason, except for Santa Barbara. But I was at a wedding with him, his brother, and his brother's girlfriend. And I remember we were about to take like a group photo with everyone. And I got a text from my friend who was like, Davis just came out. I hadn't received an email or anything from them. So I was like, what the heck? How did he know? And so then I was like telling him, I was like, we have to check, like I have to check it now. So I started logging in. I literally log in and it says like check status, right? I was right about to click it and they started calling everyone in for group photos. And Min was like, wait, hold on, not yet. He like took my phone so I wouldn't check it before I head over there. And so we went to take a group photo, and right after the group photo, we went to like, we went away from the group, and then I opened it and it said congratulations, blah, 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 and it had confetti, and I was just so excited, and I was like, oh my god, I got in. He was like, I haven't even read it yet. And I was like, oh, but like look at the confetti, you know. And then we just started jumping up and down, and like his brother and his brother's girlfriend came over and was watching us, and I told them, and they were like, oh my gosh, yay, whatever. And then I think like, and not even like 2 hours later, less than 2 hours later, I got an email from San Diego saying that my status has been updated too. So I checked it right there on the spot because I was like, you know, nothing bad can happen now because like I got accepted to Davis and Riverside, so everything will be okay. And then I got into San Diego, and I was like, dang, what the heck? Because I was like, wow, San Diego's actually really nice. I was debating about going there for a while. It was my second choice because it is on the beach. It's really nice there. I have friends that go there. I like the area. It's in SoCal. So all in all, it was a hard decision about where I was going, if I'm being honest. And then lastly, I got into Santa Barbara. It was because I think the day that it came out, they confirmed, Santa Barbara confirms the day that it comes out prior to the day, unlike every other UC. So I knew what day it was coming out, what time, and then I forgot all about it until literally that day, and then like 10 minutes to half an hour after it came out, I was like, oh my gosh, wait, their status has been updated, like let me check. So then I checked and I got in, and I was just like, wow, like that's crazy. Like I got rejected from all 4 schools, mine is Riverside, and I got into 3 out of those 4 schools that I applied to. So I thought that was crazy. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of myself. So all in all, everything works out in the end. Best bet, it will work out. Don't be okay. Oh, it'll be okay. Like really don't have to worry as much as like you stress. If you're going to community college right now and like you're dreading it and like you hate it because like you really wanted to go to university and you like just feel all these things, because I was disappointed in myself. I thought I did more than I gave apparently, and I felt terrible for a while, and I was just kind of like, wow, like, why don't they want me and all this stuff, like, and I was really stressed for a while about, like, oh my gosh, like, what if I try to transfer and they don't accept me? Like, that's gonna be so embarrassing. I got rejected twice. And I just kind of came to the accepting stage where I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to community college regardless. It's either that or state school, and I didn't want to go to our local state school. I wanted to get out of the city. So I was just like, you know, regardless, like, I'm gonna end up at community college. And I will transfer, and I'm gonna do everything in my ability to make sure that I can transfer. And that's what I did. So in all ends of it, like, if you put enough effort in, if you do everything you can and give your all to it, like, it'll work out. It's not too bad. So for all you kids that are going to community college, because I know there's quite a few, it's really not that bad. And honestly, just make sure to make friends, make study groups, find little adventures. Like, there's so many little places you can study at near us. That's for you kids that live where I live. But I'm not gonna say where I live because I don't want a stalker. But, you know, don't be too harsh on yourself for having to go to community college. It's not as bad as it seems. Oh, wait, I thought it's time to be real. I hate this new Be Real update. Why does it send stuff out like this? Like, it'll say, like, oh, it's time to catch up, and it has the little caution symbols where usually it pops up when it says Be Real. It's so stupid. But, yeah. So, I think that this video has been really long, and it's gonna be really rambly and choppy, because I want to make it not too long, maybe like 15 minutes. So I'm gonna have to cut a lot of stuff out. But I hope it gave you guys some insight on the community college experience, because I know a lot of people that are going to go to community college or are going right now, and it's difficult. And if it's as difficult as it was for me to grasp, if it's as difficult for you to grasp as it was for me to grasp, then I hope this brought you some hope and some advice, or, like, I don't know, something to help you get through it. You only have 2 years there. Try to make the most of it, because that's half your time at college. Try to make the most of it, and then once you transfer, you can have as much fun as you want, but, like, just make sure to focus on your academics so you can transfer. And then once you transfer, obviously you got to keep your grades up, otherwise you're gonna get kicked out of school. Don't get kicked out of school, kids. It's not good. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with my community college experience, and I wish I did my first year differently, but I didn't. But I have learned from it, so it wasn't a waste of time, because I feel like things aren't a waste of time unless you don't learn from it. Like, if you made a mistake or you did something wrong, like, you say, like, oh, that was such a waste of time or something. But no, it wasn't. As long as you learn from it and you fix it in the future, like, it's not a waste of time. It's just a learning experience. But I hope you guys are all doing well. Happy summer. For you people who are taking summer classes, I'm so sorry, and I hope you guys get all A's. But I will see you guys soon. I'm so sorry for not posting in such a long time and coming out of nowhere. I promise I'm gonna try to vlog more, because once I move to college, I really do want to vlog my life a little bit more, because I want to look back on those memories. So I will see you guys later. Bye.